Hello, hello, hello. Yep, I'm back. Haven't gone away. Still breathing. There's nobody joined in on the chat yet. I don't think anybody noticed anything different today. I've been working on a list of clues and stuff I've extracted from the book, and really the inside of the dust jacket. There's one big clue right in the beginning. The dust jacket tells you what this chase is about. He says, in quotes, unlock the clues that are scattered among these pages. He doesn't say clues are only in the poem. He says they're scattered amongst these pages. And you can go home with a bronze chest that's so full of gold and precious jewelry that it's almost too heavy for one person to carry. He's telling you that basically this is that and you can go home with a brand new Lincoln. You know, one of our contestants is going to drive home this brand new Lincoln Continental on, like The Price is Right or something, There's a contest. Contest. I don't think he left the chest. The chest isn't itself physically out there. You have to find his hidden memoirs out there in nature is the thing. The proxy item is the archaeology, the bananas. Grab all the bananas you can, And I don't think it's possible for someone else to come along after I've already grabbed the banana. It's that banana's gone. You can't take the bananas I've already taken. And when he says, if you've been wise and found the blaze, look down your quest to cease. You're done. You're done. You found the blaze. That's it. But he wants you to, I think, find 5 blazes, which I've done that. I've done more than 5 blazes. I've got about 40, 100, 2,000, I don't know. But 5 really good ones, the Anubis, Thoth, Moses, Enki, Isis, the Clovis Queen, all those things are, it's like he had to get the 3 pictures before he crashed. I just let you in 2 minutes ago, Jack. 2 minutes ago, I let you in. Yeah. It's going okay so far. Sunday. Hang on, I gotta let Jack out. Don't mind the monkey. And my monkey. Straighten out his glasses there. Yeah. He's my treasure monkey. Anybody goes trying to take my treasure, watch out. My treasure monkey gonna beat the crap out of you. Okay. So, one big thing is well, I'll just get on with this. Yeah, I mentioned that one. Okay, so that first thing in the book sleeve, if you're playing a game of cards, he's got a card up his sleeve, and the sleeve of the book shows you the cards up his sleeve, which is unlock the clues that are scattered amongst these pages, and you can go home with a bronze chest that's so full of gold and precious jewelry that it's almost too heavy for one person to carry. That's in the book sleeve. And also in the book sleeve, it says, the sleeve describes the solution to solving the poem. All that will be needed are the clues, some resolve, a little imagination, and maybe a 6-pack to celebrate the thrill of a breathtaking discovery. That breathtaking discovery isn't the discovery of the treasure. It's the discovery of ancient artifacts. And if you find these ancient artifacts, then in his will, he'll give you title to the gold because he covets the chest. The thing, he didn't want to leave it out there, and he didn't want that thing to get damaged at all. He secreted it. He's concealed. It says concealed in also on the book sleeve. Where's concealed? Okay, that's why he concealed the cash. He concealed it. He's hidden it. It's a secret. Yeah, I'm the same guy too. Same guy was in the last video I made. Same guy that had the beard. Yeah. So Forrest Fenn, the author, has spent most of his 80 years in similar pursuits of passion and now wants others to share in the thrill of the chase. The thrill of the chase is finding them ancient artifacts like that arrowhead. That he talks about the thrill of finding that and wondering what that person did who left it there for 1,000 years for him to find there at his feet, you know. And that's what I just mentioned. And I've got in my notes here. I just kind of went over the same thing I had in my notes, and I covered that chapter there. And one thing you'll have to notice is the poem has a divide in it right down the middle. It's, you know, three stanzas. There's the center of the poem, a divide. So you got the top part of the poem and the bottom part of the poem, the above and the below. And the first stanza, the first word of the first stanza is as. The first word of the last stanza is so. And that comes straight from Thoth and ancient, they call it mythology. It's really ancient history, you know. And, I'm not so sure about that. I'm going to call it a myth. Yeah, no, it's ancient. It's ancient fact. This is the old story before the news stories. Yeah, it is. It's two. You must be on the East Coast, but it's it's 2:20 here, and I can't 4:20 until payday, unless somebody comes by here and maybe trades me some for a couple of my posters or something, you know. Yeah, it's 3:22 here, 2:21 in the Rocky Mountains. I always talk treasure time. What time it is in the Rocky Mountains, that's where the treasure is. So, when people say, like people in Vegas, they're an hour behind me, you know. So they'll say, 7 o'clock. It's like, we're all hunting the same treasure, and the treasure's in mountain time. So if you're talking about anything Forrest Fenn, you use mountain time. Rocky Mountain time is what it is. So he goes on to, okay, those things are in the cover. And then he says on page 25, he says his father, he had to leave the breakfast table to find a substitute, and the telephone was clear down at the end of the house. I seem to remember he said end of the hallway or something. It's somewhere else. I got to read again or something and find that location where he talks about the telephone, or the bell at the end of the hallway. So that's where he says find is important. So you're wanting to find. He said my father he had to leave the breakfast table to find a substitute, and the telephone was clear down at the end of the house. Telephones had a bell in it for who the bell tolls and blah blah blah. You know. So the Miss Ford had called and said she wasn't going to come. She wasn't feeling well. So, Dad had to leave his breakfast, get his biscuits and gravy get cold on the table while he went down to the phone and tried to find a substitute for Miss Ford, who who had an appointment with her hairdresser. And here is where he hints at the ancient gods. The ancient gods I found, Thoth, or whatever. Pharmaceutical. Yep. But he on page 31, he says, if I could find a good-looking rock. And then later he says, I was praying to Thor. Well, that's one reason he kind of, K-Pro Thor, that kind of, hey, that kind of ties in. Thor is kind of a clue, because Thor is a clue to ancient gods. And what have I found? Ancient gods. Isis, Thoth, Anubis, Moses, who's actually Thoth. So I found Thoth in two places. And the Clovis Queen figure, the Enki figure. So you need your 5 cards, just like he says on page 38, he says, I needed to get 5 birds. And that's like a game of Cooper. You need 5 cards. 5 cards. He's talking about taking 3 pictures, after his parachute. And that's the other thing. What's his... Yeah, his parachute could be a shroom. Maybe he had a red, white polka dotted parachute, But the 3 pictures, he had to take a picture under his parachute between his feet and a picture of his plane before it crashed. And it'd be kind of hard for a picture of the plane to show any bullet holes, because cameras then were just film and by the time you eject and that thing's doing 300, 400 miles an hour, it's pretty far away from you by the time you got your camera ready to take a picture. And it crashed halfway up the cliff. That's the same location where Moses, or Thoth, is up there with his arms raised, parting the Rocky Mountains. At the meeting place to the east and the west horizons, the Continental Divide, and the gateway to the Great Plains. Gosh, it's so obvious. And he's wearing a gold and purple robe, just like Thoth says in the Emerald Tablets. And you see, I got the Emerald Tablet here. Boop-a-doo. So finally, I got that set up. I put a hole in it. I ordered some little gold rings that were supposed to go on there, but they were supposed to be here by the 16th. Never showed up. So I got my money back on them. Now watch, they'll show up. They're coming from China, but. I had ordered them more than a month before that, so it's like they had. I said, I gave you 6 extra days. Your stuff didn't show up. So, hey, Selena, and Hush, and Steve, and J.A. I think you're Clayton, right? And Jason, hey Jason, and Robert. Seems to be a whole lot of 420 fans out there searching, And I used to watch Davio, even though his solves have nothing to do with what I think is the correct solve and stuff. It's fun, it's entertaining, it's nice to converse and all, but I don't like conversing with people who think it's okay for other people to insult the rest of the room, by using vile sexual insults and things like that, He's like, oh, that's what's about you, so what? And Susie thought it was funny, No, it's not funny to vilely sexually insult people. That's not funny at all. You know, people that think that's funny need to be vilely sexually insulted. That's funny. It's funny when they get their own shit thrown back in their face. Now you know how it feels, you know? So, okay, get on with my... I have a list of 12 great clues. I said a dozen great hints, clues. And they're not just in the poem, Sean. Sean Dodson, read The Dust Jacket. Read The Dust Jacket. Clues aren't just in the poem. They're scattered through the book. Unlock the clues that are scattered amongst these pages. They're scattered among these pages. Just like these formations are scattered along the route of the poem. The route, the poem takes you from point A, from one end of the rainbow to the other end of the rainbow. And all of these formations are in between. The gypsies and the kids climbing on the rocks, and there's all kinds of stuff. You know, the guy with his tongue in the waterfall and all. I call that one Ronald Reagan because it looks like a Reagan It looks like Ronald Reagan there with his tongue, and the water's running over his tongue. That's Treasure Falls. His big face on the right side of the waterfall, profile of the face, and his tongue is hanging into the waterfall. So, but even when I flew my drone off the overlook and stuff, and the drones come back, oh wow, look at those rocks there, and there's like a big guy climbing. You can't see it on the overlook because he's down below you climbing up. It's a 200-300 foot figure of a human, you know, with his arms reaching up and climbing, a stick man climbing basically. So I get the book out of the way because I made notes on the computer. So I needed to find okay, and on page 45, he says, I needed to find the best agate rocks for making marbles. Again, he's talking about finding rocks. The best one to make nice looking marbles, or, you know, because he said on page 31, he said, if I could find a good looking rock. And then he's talking about finding rocks again on page 45. And when you're out there on your treasure hunt, you're looking for what he was trying to find, you know. So, and then let's see. Oh, I didn't write down what page that was there. Because I didn't go. But when he's talking about the little arrowhead that he found, I wondered who made it and caused it to be resting at my feet for 1,000 years, waiting for me to pick it up. And he explains that finding that is the definition of the thrill of the chase, the thrill of finding the artifacts, which are bananas. I've grabbed all the bananas except for the people that don't believe me. They're bananas too. It says they're too conflicted with what. Well, I thought it was Montana, so I can't go where you're at all because, and they don't even. They know nothing. They're just one little thing I said, and they haven't put all the puzzle pieces I've shown. They haven't put them together to go, oh my God, that's a massive collection of Fenn's memoirs scattered between one end of the rainbow to the other. And the end of his rainbow is the end of the chase. I made some people, you know, thinking inside the box or outside the box or what. You know, this is thinking inside the box. He covets the treasure, and nobody is going to have the treasure until Forrest is inside the box, basically, you know, because that's his. It's his, just like that white statue on his fireplace is his until both him and Peggy pass away, and then it belongs to his daughter, you know, or his granddaughter, for whom the bell tolled. Yeah, I found the bell, the holding the bell, and I got my Liberty Bell hanging up there. Hey. So, yeah. So thinking inside the box, he's talking about when he's inside the box, that's when the treasure will be revealed. And you see that if the only way anybody could go straight to it is if they figure out the poem and find these artifacts, report it to Forrest, and then he puts their name in his will. Put in, and then he's put in their name, so they that gives them title to the gold. And with that, they'll be given that promissory note that he took out. It's in an envelope that will be given to the persons whose name is put in for it. And then that person will take that to whoever it designates that has, it's a claim check to go claim the treasure. You'll go straight to it, and you know, he says you need to make 2 trips, but not if you bring a suitcase on rollers. You bring a suitcase on rollers, you can stick it in there and roll it out the door. Okay, now back to my notes, my 12 things here. I needed to get 5 birds on page 38. He had to get 5 birds for dinner. The 5 birds are, relate that to poker. You got 5 cards, you know. Life's a game of poker. Fate deals you 4 cards and a joker, and you play whether you like it or not. And so I've shown him 5 cards, you know. They're mostly kings. I don't know if any of them be called an ace, but there's 1 queen, and I just turned her into a joker and put Forrest on there. You know, I just watched your thing about wills and the strange things people have put in their wills and stuff, and man, read about Joan Crawford, and she shafted her oldest son and daughter, her adopted son and daughter. Rollers, Hickory Roll Holler. What about? Someone said there is a Forrest quote. It's not a lottery. There's a Forrest quote. It's not a lottery. No, you can't. A lottery just nobody has to find anything. You just need a number. Everybody's given a number, and they just draw one from the hat. It's not one drawn from the hat. It's the person who earns it. You can't go and earn winning a lottery unless you got some special deal with the devil, you know. So yeah, it's not a lot. You got to examine what he says. You know, okay, now that's why that doesn't relate to it, because it's not that type of thing. You actually have to find the blaze, and 90% of the people haven't found the blaze. And somebody sent him a picture of this one spot where there's a a sign that says this is, this spot. And from that spot, you can see the blaze, but they didn't give them a picture of the blaze or know that it was there. They were in the right spot, but they didn't see the blaze or the treasure's bold. My treasure is bold, plural. I thought it was just a treasure. No, treasures. Treasures are ancient artifacts, and ancient ruins are treasures of the past and stuff. So he said, my trove for all to seek, not my treasure for all to seek. You gotta take things kind of literally, and some things you gotta twist a little bit or bend, as he says. So yeah, he needed to get 5 birds. 5 birds for 5. And Thoth is riding on a bird. I got another picture of a bird statue. So I've got bird figures too. But I've turned in all the ancient gods that I've found. The Thors. There's maybe that one guy that I have the little cartoon that says I see Skippy. Maybe he's Thor. But I didn't even need to play that card because I had 5 good kings and a joker. And he says about him being shot when he was shot down. As pre-planned, I took pictures of the blossom parachute above me, the jungle through my boots below me, and the plane before it crashed. It had about 4.5 tons of fuel on board, and it was watching. I was watching as it hit halfway up a 1,000-foot high stone bluff. Find a good-looking rock. And halfway up that stone bluff, there's Thoth, Moses, standing there at the gateway to the Great Plains, and the place where the east and west horizons meet, the Continental Divide. Boy, yeah. Bring a light. Thoth says if you don't have the light inside you, you're not going to see that what's his stuff that's there, these things that are there. You have to have that spirit in you to be able to see it. It had about 4.5 tons of fuel, and I was watching it halfway up a 1,000-foot bluff. The fireball was huge, and I knew it would attract unwanted attention. The blaze is like huge. It's like, wow, but Moses just this little piece halfway up it. And there's 2 big elephants, they're omegas, and Moses is standing right in between these 2 omegas. It doesn't get any clearer for me. And then he goes, that's page 87 about the stone bluff and the plane exploding. And T with Olga's actually T with lawyers in Olga, and how to transfer property in a will to a non-family member. And he says, okay, his quotes, the final clue, he said, would be where they find his... Oh, this is what Doug Preston said in the foreword of Once Upon a While. The final clue, he said, would be where they find his car in the parking lot at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. Why is his car going to be there? Where they find his car? Okay, they're not going to find his car until Forrest is dead. He's told you, because he's gone out and thrown his body on the chest, right? Well, you know, if the wheel's red, and Doug will know when Forrest passes. We might not know for a while. You know, I would think the Santa Fe paper would do a big story on a big obituary on him, more than just the normal one for people. You know, because he's a Santa Fe celebrity, a man of renown. So you know, people are, oh, Taos Mountain, and I took a picture of Taos Mountain. I can show you a picture I took of Taos Mountain this morning. Where'd it go? There it is. Here. I got up this morning. The sun was coming up, and see the sun's hitting Taos Mountain on the east side. So it's a sunrise, sunset. The sun's hitting it from the other direction. That's the view from my place here. Should take a middle of the day picture. I don't know. It was nice and clear this morning, but it's clouding up, and the wind generator's spinning a little bit, and my little weather vane says there's snow coming. I think the weather report said there was snow coming too. Ooh. I cleared that from my computer. I'd have to go to the page again. Okay, let's get on to the other, because I got one more in here to make 12. Oh, no, that was the last one. So I've given you 12 good clues there. That's a dozen good clues. And you know, the poem purist thing doesn't work if you read the book sleeve. Then you can't be it's telling you the poem purist isn't going to have much luck, because the clues are scattered throughout the book, not just in the poem. You know, you want to call it clues, hints, innuendos, things like whatever, you know. I like my little thought thing, man. It's cool. Emerald tablet. No, I'm on my property. That's my view. I see Taos Mountain. Of course, Mount Blanca is like 10 miles behind me that way. And I can see the San Juans. I can see Mount Ouray. And I can see I can't see Antonito Mountain. It's behind a bluff. There's a bluff in my way of seeing that. But aliens have supposedly come out of that mountain. I think they come out of up where I'm at too. And the one place I'm looking at, when I look up the name of the place, there's supposed to be a cave that goes deep into the mountain, and there are shelves carved out inside the, you know, shelves in the cave, carved into the wall of the cave that are filled with gold bars, primitive gold bars. And when they say primitive, they mean 14,000-year-old gold bars are in there, you know. But I don't know if those guys died or what. But they found that place from looking. They were stuck in a storm and went in there to get away from the storm. And almost sounds like Fremont's people when he talks about John C. Fremont. And I'm from Fremont, so we were taught about Fremont in school. And you know, but they mostly talked about his California explorations. But he was put on sent on an expedition to find a railroad route near the 38th parallel to cross over the divide and you know, get over to Utah and California. Was that? I think that was I think before the the railroad, the Continental Railroad was built across the continent. So it might have been trying to find a route for that, but they went further up north. I think across Wyoming and down and across the Salt Flats and stuff. But so Fremont was here trying to. He went over Mosca Pass. That's right by. That comes out if you go over Mosca Pass and come down this side of it into the San Luis Valley. You go right into the Great Sand Dunes. So Fremont had been to the Great Sand Dunes and stuff. When he got down here, there was a foot of snow, but and I think their tour guide took him in the wrong direction. You know, thought, oh, this neat up. You know, the guy knew nothing about. Well, I'm trying to get a train across the mountains. Well, you want to take an easier route than that, which really would have been up past Creed and stuff, because you could just take that canyon and follow the Rio Grande around Creed, around that big horseshoe there. That's another thing. I found two horseshoe named things on one of my maps. It's like horseshoe, about half a mile apart. There's a pair of horseshoes too. So, but they're not where these they're ancient figures where these two horseshoes are. But so, you know, it's just another place to go explore and look around. And but you know, each time I look and I don't find anything, then I you know, makes me lean more and more toward it's in his will. It's because he covets that chest, and people don't know what covet means. So they're, what are you talking about? Covet. Look up what covet means. And covet, he covets. He puts a covet on a property that he sold, that person can't put a Ferris wheel on the property or something like. You know, he lays down rules for how this is, you know. And it may be when the person is given title to his gold that they're forbidden from selling it, that they can't sell it, that they can only leave it to somebody else in their family or conduct another contest or something. But if you can't sell it or something, you can still make money off it without selling it. And really you can make 50 times more than it's worth marketing it than you would selling it. So anybody that when I see people saying, I want this out of it and I'm giving this to my sister and that to my dad and dividing it up, you're destroying your possibilities of making a fortune, because those are the things you got to keep that treasure chest, everything 100% intact. You take anything from it and its value crashes. So when I see people saying that they're going to sell it, auction it, they're fools. You know, that includes Mr. Intelligence down there in New Mexico. And yeah, that's you know, I got put on the shit list, and all I said was bitch. You know, or well, then that was after I was accused of personally insulting her. Bill Gorman just personally insulted me, said I had lacked imagination, and then their moderator is going around telling people they have syphilis. Telling people, you know. So yeah, you know, triggered. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot back. Shoot back at Jimmy Fast. I got him blocked. He shouldn't be allowed to. If you see anything from him on my chat, let me know, and I'm gonna get mad at YouTube because he's supposedly blocked from my channel. He's a piece of shit. Jimmy Dean's okay. Jimmy Dean's never been like Jimmy Fast. Jimmy Fast is a piece of crap. I like Jimmy Dean sausage too. It's like even if I even bologna, ham, I cook all meats. I don't trust any lunch meat to pull out of the package and throw in a sandwich. Because something's tagged on to me and sucks all my energy away. And what happened to that hippie guy with the beard, man? Jimmy makes good breakfast. Jimmy Dean does, yeah. I can't when I'm running off of solar power and inverter and stuff, I can't even run my microwave. I use my microwave for a cupboard. I put my pots and pans in there and stuff, because I can't really. I don't have enough power to turn it on for more than a minute. Maybe in the summer when the battery's real high, I can run it for 10 minutes, and then it just sucks the battery, and my batteries don't last for anything. And when it's cold like this, I run my generator for 6 hours. Should have charged the batteries fully, it says they're fully charged and all that. And when I turn the generator off, 10 minutes later, those batteries are dead because they're so freaking frozen. It just sucks. I need other batteries. And I'm thinking about getting a GoFundMe to get my dental work done because it's the only way I'm going to be able to do it. They take money from my Social Security to pay the VA for my prescriptions. They take $200 a month for my prescriptions from my Social Security. Propane heat. Yeah. I got propane bottles, and I just filled up both my bottles yesterday, and that should keep me. It should be enough to keep me warm till I think I get paid Friday. When my day falls on the weekend, I get it on Friday. JB, your kids. JB, your kids. I got one son, named him Chris. Who else had one son named Chris? But but out of one son, I got 5 grandkids. That's pretty good. I know people that had 4 kids and got 5 grandkids. And Sawyer are my 2 turkeys. Sawyer. Okay, Sawyer, Tom Sawyer, or Huckleberry Finn, was written by my cousin, Samuel L. Clemens. He's my 3rd cousin. We're both descended from Captain Benjamin Casey. It's his great-great-grandfather is Captain Benjamin Casey of, I think he was Kentucky. And his family goes back to, my family goes back, they came with Captain Smith, and and on the Mayflower. I got some family came on the Mayflower, some came with Captain Smith. And nobody said anything about this. Who's this new guy on Bill's videos? North Face, did you Vegas? Yeah, I saw the little It's like there's nothing there. You can't have cameras on your game, and yeah, there wasn't, and yeah, if I went there, I would have had to play the knockout game with the call. Yeah, and he'd be in the hospital with his jaw wired back together. Yeah, and if I could hit him hard enough to knock him out, I'd probably drop my pants and shit on his head too. Or at least take his hat and poop in it. Somebody get me DeCall's hat and send it to me so I can poop in it. Yeah. Yeah, what's the difference between DeCall and a bucket of shit? The bucket. He made vile insults and refused to apologize, so he's open season full time all year. You know, they bring him up and this. People they bring you know keep promoting the real asshole and call me an asshole for calling him out for being an asshole. You know, no, I'm just defending myself from his attack. It's kind of like the bad guy, the Forrest Fenn's bad guy in the black hat showed up in his chase. He was resurrected. He basically resurrected the old asshole. Yeah. So, hey, treasure getter. Some people call you, think you're treasure galore. So no, you're treasure getter. I see the I. Getter. Yeah, you need to find the best looking agate rocks. Like these. This is that's a piece of jasper. It's got, yeah, there's agate in there too, and kind of, crystallized. But the other side is like, this broke off another one, and so it's kind of dark here. But where's one I polished? I was polishing one. Oh, here. I've been working on. I had a box with all these different Dremel tools in it. Can't find it anywhere in here. When I moved into my RV, I put it in here, and I had this girl helping me move into the RV, and in exchange for her helping me move into the RV, I loaned her $450 so she could buy a $600 car, you know, so she could drive home to North Carolina from Oregon, you know. Never seen her, heard from her again, you know. But because I had the thing up, I know where I had this set of all these pieces for my Dremel, and the only piece I got left was the one that was on the Dremel tool because it wasn't with all the pieces, and so she, oh, nice select, it's gone, probably in the trunk of that car that I bought for her, But I polish up I was grinding on this, and because it's got a lot of color in it. Oh, let me see. I gotta. Yeah, see a light goes through it. See a light goes through the middle even. Oop. Let me put it here. See. So yeah, I think this would make a neat little pendant or something, This is my it's a UV laser, so I put blue tape on it. So this blue light, put blue light on it, and I got green ones. So it's shining behind me. It can't break my camera. The one on my laser engraver could, but these ain't gonna hurt. They don't hurt the camera. Yeah, old tails. A lot of people, oh, that's gonna hurt. No, it's just light. It's not powerful enough to hurt it. It's like taking a picture of a sunset will damage your camera more. But that's why you want to take a picture of the sunset in different parts of the camera. But if you keep putting them in the center, but if you put the sunset in the center, you don't get the lens reflection. Opposite on the screen, you don't get those. That's why a reason to take it in the center, so you don't get those lens reflections. But I got to buy I found some inexpensive sets of the stone wheels and the Dremel sets and stuff. So I've got a good Dremel here somewhere. Had one. There it is. Yeah. But you see my bit? That's all that's left of my bit on there. So I need more bits, so I can't do any more with them until then. And I use these to trim the outside edge of these emerald tablets that I'm making. I've made 2 of them. This one I just drilled the hole in that one. That's the back side. So I got to set another. This one's not. The one I'm wearing is cracked across the middle of it. You know, that makes it rustic. You know, kind of. And it was it's the nice one. I like the engraving on it better because this other one I showed you doesn't. It's shallow engraving. I like the deep engraving. So I must have unplugged it. Oh no, I don't have that inverter on. That's what I did. I put it in a different inverter, and so when I want to use more power, I turn that inverter on. Oh. Thing says wind's 4.9 miles an hour, but it doesn't look like it, and I don't hear the wind generator going. Usually you hear it. No, it's dead quiet outside. Yeah. And if you watch, Davio, he mentioned suspicious observers and stuff, and suspicious observers been doing videos on that. Occasionally the sun has a micronova event that'll blow atmosphere away and steam up, put all kinds of moisture in and make it rain real hard and cause floods and ice age and stuff because of the atmosphere some of it being swept away, the magnetic shields collapsing from a polar flip and things like that. And he says things that make you want to, put a bunker underground, because he says that when this happens, there could be 1,000-mile-an-hour winds, and if I could find that cave up in there where I've been hunting, if I find that cave, I'm moving in. That poor bit. Do you use Dremel often? Well, I'd use it more often if I had more bits. I'm starting to use it more because I've got my whole. This box of jasper and stuff, and I want to make things with them. I make some marbles, and this here is actually this is a meteorite. You see the rust in it from the iron and stuff. There's iron and nickel. If I had my Dremel, I would just put I'd put a little slice, and so you can see the inside. Yeah, this is a meteorite because it. I don't know. I can't. Where's the magnet? There's a magnet. See, it's just hanging on it. Well, that's not much of a magnet. This one's stronger. It's a weak magnetic field, see? It wants to cling to it. It does that last little quarter inch. Maybe it'll hang. Yeah. So it's magnetic. It's got iron and it's got all the melt stuff from melting coming through the atmosphere and tumbling. And if that thing fell out of the sky and hit you in the head, you'd be dead. I should weigh it maybe. I can do that, you know. I can weigh it. I've got my scale is, do I have the, there in there. This is my newer scale. Let's see, power, boop, grams. It's 266 grams. So that's pretty close there, yeah. That's about a pound. You know, so it's not far from, you know, gold is. Weighing rocks. Yeah, I weighed it. 266 grams. To leave at it. Leave AT. Let's try hard. I had to. Yeah, I was just curious what it weighed. I don't use my scale for weighing rocks, obviously. I weigh my scales to make sure that the local. Well, I've used it to weigh coins. Like the 3 gram gold coin I have, and silver and stuff I buy to make sure that it's the right weight, and they are usually. And 420, yeah, 420. Make sure they're being honest at the 420 store. Yeah, I like this jasper. You see all the colors in there. And if I had some real power tools like a diamond saw for this, I'd slice it, make it into slices, and make little tiles, and make mosaics or something. For miscellaneous, but most important way to Colorado. Yeah, yeah. Smoke that rock. Yeah. This one, I might be able to. If this is truly a meteorite, this would probably pay for my dental work. Usually for them to make sure it's a meteor, oh, we're going to slice it in half and got to destroy it. No, because they're, you know, it's worth more whole than it is sliced in half, I believe. But I think you could just, you know, put a little dip slice into the one side, and you'd be able to see all the crystallized metal inside it, because it's vitrified on the outside from the heat from burning up, and then the rust from the iron in it. So there's iron. There's got to be nickel, or And I got pictures, close up pictures, and I think there are gold flakes in it too, and that would make it a really valuable meteorite. It's barely magnetic. That's why I said that thing barely wants to hang on to it. You know, I got that thing stuck in my ceiling up there. It was stuck in my ceiling. I put it somewhere else after it. Yeah, this thing here. See, it's got a neodymium thing. Yeah, none of my other rocks are like that. So that's an hour. I'm not gonna stay on here too long. I wanted to do a video for today, and nobody noticed my haircut. Nobody did. God, I thought that was noticeable. I sat here with scissors and did it myself. So, you know, some people are too chicken to cut their own hair. They don't trust themselves. I'm brave. Yeah. Yeah, where did I put that? I had a... Boy, that's weird. How'd I lose that? Had that lock of hair. I don't know what I did with it. It's gone. Yeah. Yeah, I've been looking at slides. Oh, I need to put a flashlight on the other end of it. Where's the flashlight? No, that one's dead. Oh, well. There's one. Headlight. Oh, I had one right in the back. Let's see. See, I can put a light on there. I think this is one of my sister's pictures from Grand Canyon. Some petroglyphs or something on them rocks. So I thought, oh, here's family pictures with pictures of rocks from the 80s. Yep. Well, have a good day. Nice end of the weekend. It's 27 degrees here. So I hang out, winter, just hang out inside and I go out and take pictures, sunrise, sunset, and stuff. Had a neat sunset. I'll switch over to that for, let's see. This is the sunset. And then I'm going to sign off, okay? Yeah, switch over. I hate when I touch the phone to do something. It doesn't do anything. So that was, that's the San Juan Mountains over there. Okay, have a good day. We'll see you another day. It was -8 here. Don't piss in the wind. Yeah, no, I go out. No, yes, I see what direction the wind generator is pointed in, and pee toward the direction of the tail of the wind generator. See ya.